Hi, here we are again, I guess. I guess this is the first video for February. If I had made this even like 30 minutes sooner, it would probably be, or I would probably be in a much more depressed and hopeless state than I am at the moment, which I'm thankfully not as entrenched in right now. Uh, Basically, I'm once again feeling that sort of hopelessness and like there's just a futility to the aspirations I have with being authentic to myself and having a body I feel comfortable in, torn between living as a male and being masculine or taking hormones to transition and having to deal with the atrophy and whatever other issues that could occur. And it really makes me depressed, honestly. Feeling like there's no winning path, and like either leads to some kind of suffering in some way. It just is absolutely crushing and makes me wish that I could just escape from this. I have no desire to inflict any self harm or anything, but it makes me wish like it was a bad dream that I could wake up from, or that there was some officially sanctioned uh, means of like escaping from it, though that would still leave me with the other issue of how it would affect the people that I love and care about. So in the end, it just it's like gives that feeling of being trapped and having to suffer no matter what, and that's also a really difficult thing to deal with. Thankfully, with a bit more time on Google, I found something else that apparently can help with, at least with atrophy issues, possibly. And clomiphene citrate, I think, is how it's pronounced. And I only got to look into it a little bit, but it gave me a little hope too, because I at least was previously under the impression that HCG was the only option for fighting and reversing atrophy, which I had inquired about with the endocrinologist, but they wouldn't prescribe it for me for a few reasons. But to see that there's at least something else, and that also is apparently easier to get than HCG, was a pretty big relief. And the only issue that it seemed to have, if I'm understanding correctly, is that it blocks estrogen, which is definitely an issue. But at least just the thought that there's something there that could help is comforting, and it took away some of those feelings of despair, at least for now. So I'm grateful for that. This week was it was all right. I had to miss a day of work on Tuesday, I want to say, because I was having really bad pains and cramps in my lower abdominal area. Again, I'm not sure what was the cause of it or what it was from, but it was painful even just to walk around. It kind of hit me right as I was getting to work, so I got sent home when I had brought it up, which I'm also grateful for the kindness and understanding that was shown to me with that. And on Friday, I also had no work because it was -20 with wind chill here, and there was a bit of a snowstorm, so it was a short work week, uh, which is kind of nice despite the loss of money, which I also worry about and have talked about on these videos in the past. But aside from that, it's been kind of the usual things. Of course, having the anxieties, like I mentioned before, uh, about atrophy and no path really leading to a victory of some kind, or at least seeming that way, where would weigh on me from time to time, among other things. But it didn't really hit me too hard until this weekend when, for whatever reason, things just felt different physically, and it really kind of spiraled from there. So, yeah, I guess that's that for those things. Unless I'm missing something, I could be. Who knows? Uh, I guess, yeah. Another thing that makes it or has made it so distressing too is that I've actually been feeling really happy and good about how my hair and skin have been looking gradually over this month of being on the estradiol again. It's made me feel nice. So to have the atrophy issues, or it seeming like it's becoming a problem yet again, surprisingly, too, given my current low dose and lack of a testosterone blocker, it's just really upsetting that, like, to get one thing that would make me happier, I have to give up another thing that makes me really depressed to give up. It's like, why does it have to be that way? Why can't, why can't it just be good? Uh, I'm, I don't want to give up the belief that it can be all good, though it's very difficult to see it sometimes, and in those times it is an unbearable level of despair. Uh, I'd like to, I guess, leave it at that for that because less than 2 minutes are left for making this video. I guess the highlight of my week has been the time I spent with friends and family, and also getting into Berserk for the first time. I started reading the manga, which is something I'd put off for well over a decade now. I've been familiar with it and had known some things about it, quite a bit of things, I guess I would say. And given how many of the things that I've enjoyed it's inspired, you'd have thought that I would probably have read it by now, and I kind of am been kicking myself for that, especially with how Kentaro Miura passed away fairly recently still, um, which has honestly been depressing me too. It almost feels like a crime of this reality we live in that he wasn't able to finish such a masterpiece. Uh, though I also feel bad that he had to give so much of his life to even make something like that. And as someone who loves art and admires it so much, it's pretty tragic, I think. Uh, there's only 20 seconds left. I actually could have said a lot more about this, but I guess I have to wrap it up. I see my therapist again tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to. And yeah, thank you for watching. I guess I'll see you again next week.